Good evening, everyone. This is the Providence City Council meeting. It's Thursday, September 21st, 2023. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Council President Miller?
Present.
Councilor Anderbois?
Present.
Councilwoman Anthony is absent. Councilman Espinal?
Present.
Senior Deputy Majority Leader Gonzalez?
Present.
Councilwoman Graves? Present. Deputy Majority Leader Harris?
Present.
Councilwoman Peterson? Council President Pro Tempore Pichardo?
Present.
Councilor Royas?
Present.
Councilwoman Ryan is absent. Majority Whip Sanchez?
Present.
Majority Leader Taylor?
Here.
Councilwoman Ana Vargas?
Present.
Councilman Oscar Vargas?
Present.
You have 13 present and 2 absent. You have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Will everyone please rise, including our guests, for the invocation which will be given by Councilor Sue Anderbois.
Thank you, everyone. I wanted to share a quote. I was recently talking with a constituent about their Baha'i faith, and I wanted to share a quote from a leader of the Baha'i community. "The essence of faith is fewness of words and abundance of deeds. He whose words exceed his deeds knows his death is better than his life." And I just wanted to share that. Every day we're here, I'm inspired by so many of the doers in this room. From Councilman Taylor, painting over graffiti on the weekends, Councilor Sanchez showing up with his truck to pick up mattresses or deliver picnic benches, Deputy Majority Leader Harris fighting for housing in her community, Councilor Graves and her commitment to the libraries, and so many others. I hope we can use this quote and from the Baha'i faith to remind us to not be a body of speechifiers and grandstanders, but a body of doers for our community.
Thank you, Councilor. The Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Councilman Pedro Espinal.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Councilman. Madam Clerk, please read item 3.
Madam President,
Majority Leader Taylor.
motion to waive the reading of item 3 and move approval.
Second, Madam President.
The motion's been made and second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes. Madam Clerk, please read item 4.
Madam President,
Majority Leader Taylor.
motion to waive the reading of item 4 and pass for the first time on a roll call vote and refer to the Committee on Ordinances.
Second, Madam President.
The motion's been made and second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Council President Miller?
Aye.
Councilor Anderbois?
Aye.
Councilwoman Anthony is absent. Councilman Espinal?
Aye.
Senior Deputy Majority Leader Gonzalez?
Aye.
Councilwoman Graves? Aye. Deputy Majority Leader Harris?
Aye.
Councilwoman Peterson? Council President Pro Tempore Pichardo?
Aye.
Councilor Royas?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryan is absent. Majority Whip Sanchez?
Aye.
Majority Leader Taylor?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ana Vargas?
Aye.
Councilman Oscar Vargas?
Aye.
You have 13 ayes, 2 absent. The motion passes. The matter is passed for the first time on a roll call vote and referred to the Committee on Ordinances.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, please read item 5.
Madam President,
Majority Leader Taylor.
motion to waive the reading of item 5 and 6.
Second that motion, Madam President.
The motion's been made and second. Any discussion? All in favor? Oh, I'm sorry. Councilman Sanchez.
Thank you, Madam President. Today I would like to rise in strong support and an ask of my colleagues to get super involved with item number 5, which would essentially create a rental registry here in the city of Providence. This is something that a lot of us, and staff included, have been working on for months, and I'm really excited to bring this to the public for input, opinions, concerns, support. This is something that most major cities, even towns, have been doing it. Narragansett has done it here in Rhode Island. Essentially what this does is just create a database of all the rental units here in Rhode Island. And this is really the first step, in my opinion at least, to creating a more equitable city for renters and holding landlords accountable. So there's definitely a lot of thoughts out there. So that's why my major ask right now is just to get involved. This is going to go to the Committee on Ordinances here soon. We'll have a public hearing on it at some point. So that's the only thing I ask, and thank you, Madam President, for your support on this as well.
Thank you, Counselor. Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes. Madam Clerk, please refer item 5 to the Committee on Ordinances and item 6 to the Committee on Finance.
So noted.
And read item 7 into the record, please.
Madam President,
Majority Leader Taylor.
motion to waive the reading of items 7 through 9 and pass on a voice vote.
Second, Madam President.
The motion's been made in second. Any discussion?
Madam President?
Counselor Anderbaugh.
Thank you. I rise to speak on behalf of both the numbers 7 and 8. I'll start with 8. I really just want to thank Breathe Providence for their work, and especially Professor Hastings. Professor Hastings and her colleagues came to present to the Environment Committee over the summer about her team's project to collect air pollution data from across the city and provide and analyze data to better understand the locations and sources of pollution across our city. I'm excited to use this data for the city to tackle the actual causes of airborne pollution across the city. She's had no formal partnerships with the city to date and is doing really important work that I hope we can all support. And I want to recognize both her and her team's work already, and hope we can all commit to working with her going forward. I also want to give her a special shout out because she's a Ward 3 resident, and I'm very proud of her and excited that she lives in my ward. So I hope you can all support Breathe Providence in that resolution. And I thank members of the Environment Committee for coming in during the August recess to hear that presentation. I also want to speak on number 7. And I want to thank you, Council President and other councilors, for supporting this work. I am thrilled to be putting forward a resolution today to designate Providence as America's first ever climate job city. As you all know, we've seen with our nearly daily flash flood warnings this month that we are in a climate crisis and it's only getting worse. The good news is, though, you guys, we actually know a lot of what we need to do to address this crisis, and we really just need to act. Providence already has an amazing nation-leading climate justice plan that was developed in partnership with community that gives us a community-led blueprint for a path forward to create a more sustainable, just society and economy. And that's why I'm so excited to be launching this partnership and effort today with Climate Jobs Rhode Island, which is a fantastic partnership between the environmental community and the trades. Climate Jobs envisions a world where, quote, we can simultaneously address climate change, create thousands of good union jobs, and advance racial and economic equity throughout the state. And that's a vision I hope all of us can stand behind. But we cannot just replace our current exploitative economy for a green-colored exploitative economy. We need to commit now to ensuring that this future economy supports family-sustaining, meaningful work for our residents. I also want to be super clear that committing to being a climate job city isn't turning our back on workers who are currently employed in the fossil fuel sector. A big part of this resolution is about a just transition and ensuring that no one is left behind. It's about ensuring pathways to success for people with all sorts of skills and ensuring that they have the training for and access to jobs that they find meaningful and that pay them fair, meaningful wages. I want to especially thank our friends in the trades and climate jobs who are here today for all of their work on this resolution and all the work we're going to do together to fulfill its promise. There's a lot more to come after this. This was just the beginning. The trades literally build our communities and our society. I am so grateful to them for being here tonight and for all of their hard work in our communities. And I want to thank my fellow councilors for your support on this resolution and for all the work we have ahead to complete it. So thank you.
Thank you, Counselor. Councilman Gonsalves.
Thank you, Madam President. I stand to affirm the words of my colleague. I really, really appreciate her leadership on this initiative. Obviously, getting Providence to be a carbon neutral city is an incredible goal. As a municipality, we are responsible for lots of the carbon emissions that we're experiencing, whether we think about the single-use plastics that are used in Providence public schools or just the ways that we emit gas emissions as a municipality. And I think moving towards, again, carbon neutrality in a very aggressive way is exactly what we should be doing. And I just want to thank the sponsor for her leadership, for embracing the principles of the Climate Justice Plan and ensuring that our frontline communities are front and center in this process. And I also want to thank everyone who is here tonight to affirm that work. So thank you very much, and let's keep fighting the good fight.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilwoman Peterson.
Thank you, Madam President. Colleagues, thank you for the quick minute to speak on this resolution. This coalition of labor, environmental, and community partners creates a path to equity that we've been striving for. By focusing on economic, environmental, racial, and social justice, we're setting our city on this right path. I'm so proud to be a part of this movement and putting our community first, and I really do look forward to what the results are and what this brings. So thank you very much for all your work.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Items 7 through 9. Pro Tem.
Thank you, Madam President. First, I rise in congratulating my colleague and my Councilwoman Sue DuBois for her tremendous work on this issue. I think that not only are we pro jobs, but also pro environment, but making sure that the future and our kids can live in a place that embraces our communities and ensures a bright future for them. As a second, as I rise today, is also to speak a little bit about the resolution on number 9, recognizing Hispanic Heritage Month. As we know that, or may not know, from September 15th through October 15th, we celebrate a month-long celebration of Hispanic contribution of American citizens and people that have made tremendous contribution to the United States, whether it's in the economics, in this fight for justice, such as Cesar Chavez, in the military as veterans, and also, nationwide. But specifically here locally, we get inspiration for those who became the first. The first city councilman, Luis Aponte. The first city councilman as a Dominican-American, Miguel Luna. And those of us who sit in these seats today that have become the first, as Latinos, we continue to not only embrace the American spirit of realizing our dreams, but also the dreams of our parents who actually came here, whether they crossed the border or overstayed their stay here and became citizens. They gave us that opportunity for us to be part of the American fabric. And so today, we honor the Hispanic Heritage Month at the national level, but also at the local level. And I hope that throughout the month of September and October, that we as a city council and even at the state level and national level, that we get to celebrate with our parents and those friends and family that really embrace the democracy and the generations to come to make sure that we are protecting our resources, protecting our country, and protecting peace throughout the world. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, President Pro Tem. Any further discussion? Items 7 through 9. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion's passed. Madam Clerk, please read item 10.
Madam President,
Majority Leader Taylor.
motion to waive the reading of item 10 and withdraw.
Second, Madam President.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes. Please read item 11 into the record.
Madam President,
Majority Leader Taylor.
motion to waive the reading of item 11 and pass on a voice vote. And it
Second,
also-
Madam President.
The motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion?
I would like to discuss
Please, Majority Leader.
this resolution. So as you all know, we're all here. I love this city as well as everybody else here, obviously, because that's why we're here doing this job. And someone who travels around for different places, not as much as my colleague, Councilwoman Anna Vargas, but she can attest to what I'm going to say. This year was my first year I went on a cruise, compared to my councilwoman's probably been on about 50 of them, but sorry, I didn't mean to pick on you. But everywhere we went to the different islands, there was always I Heart Aruba, are iHot PR, Puerto Rico, iHot DR, Dominican Republic. They got iHot New York, iHot Boston, and I think that we should get on the map as iHot PVD, and someone who takes selfies all the time, and I take them at the places I go to. I think it's a good thing to have for our city to people who come from every place you can think of. And I think that's a good thing to promote our city by having the different people take the pictures in front of iHeart PVD. I'm not inventing the wheel. I don't want to change it. I just want iHeart PVD in that location. And the reason for that location, I talked to Councilman Goncalves because I believe that's in his ward. And because it's a great spot. In other words, you've got the hotels there, you got the skating rink there, you've got people walking downtown, going to water supply. I think it'll be a great place for it, and I stand in full support of iHeart PVD. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Majority Leader. Any further discussion? Councilman Gonzalez.
I just want to thank the councilman for his leadership, and I look forward to lots of selfies in front of the iHeart PVD statute or whatever it is that we're going to bring to the city of Providence. So thank you, councilman.
Further discussion? Councilman Espinal. Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Madam President. At this moment, I think Leader Taylor failed to give a little bit of history how this came about. We were at the PVD opening night, and he comes up with this idea. He says, "Look, hey, you know, Councilman Taylor has become probably the best selfie taker. Yes. I mean, his selfies are the best.
The best.
And he goes, where do you go in Providence to take a selfie, to let the world know that you were in Providence? So that's how he came about with that idea, iHeart PVD. And I thought it was great. I said, yeah, go ahead, put it through. I'll support you. It's a creative idea, it's innovative, it's wonderful, and I thank you for that. I think it's wonderful to have that. Thank you, Councilman Taylor.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Vargas.
I'm the travel person. Yo hago turismo interno. Y tú. That's the reason I go different places, because I have the program for me doing, tourism. I agree with that, because everywhere I go, we always have surfing for the different country or different town. So I invite and I support for that. Thank you.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes. Madam Clerk, please read item 12 into the record.
Madam President,
Majority Leader Taylor.
motion to waive the reading of items 12 through 25 and pass for the first time on a roll call vote.
Second that motion, Madam President.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All right, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Council President Miller.
Aye.
Councilor Anderbois.
Aye.
Councilwoman Anthony is absent. Councilman Espinal.
Aye.
Senior Deputy Majority Leader Gonsalves.
Aye.
Councilwoman Graves. Majority Leader Harris.
Aye.
Councilwoman Peterson. Council President Pro Tempore Pichardo.
Aye.
Councilor Royas.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryan is absent. Majority Whip Sanchez.
Aye.
Majority Leader Taylor. Councilwoman Ana Vargas.
Hi.
Councilman Oscar Vargas.
Aye.
You have 13 ayes, 2 absent. The motion carries. The matters are passed for the first time on a roll call vote.
Thank you. Please read item 26.
Madam President,
Majority Leader.
motion to waive the reading of item 26 and pass on a voice vote and refer it back to the Board of Contract and Supply.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes. Please refer back to the Board of Contract and Supply, and please read item 27 into the record.
Madam President,
Majority Leader Taylor.
motion to waive the reading of item 27.
Second that motion, Madam President.
The motion's been made and second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes. Madam Clerk, please refer item 27, severally refer item 27 to the Committee on Claims and Pending Suits, and read item 28 into the record.
So noted.
Madam President, Can I use a point of personal privilege?
Please.
Thank you, Madam President. I'd like to stand today to recognize a very special person to all of us here in this room. As a fellow political staffer, I know sometimes working in government can be very difficult, but this individual has been nothing but great to all of us, and it's very sad to see him go. I'm not gonna lie, when I first heard the news, I did get a little emotional, but this seems like it's the best move for him personally as he's moving back home to New York, and that person is Brandon Brown, who was on our project team. So Brandon, I just want to thank you 100%. I just want to thank you, Brandon, 100%, and wish you nothing but amazing luck. And I know all of us will always be here if you ever need anything or come back to Providence. And I think we're going to take a picture here at the end if everyone could join us. So thank you.
Thank you, Majority Whip. Majority Leader Taylor.
I'd also like to rise and congratulate Brandon Brown and thank him for all his help in his few years that he's been here. I'm going to miss the emails from Kyle and Brandon. They were like Siamese twins. I always got the email together saying how my projects were going along, and I never had to worry about any of my projects or any questions that came about. So Brandon, you will be missed, but I do invite you back to the city of Providence to take a selfie with me at the I Heart PVD when it goes in. Thank you.
Thank you, Majority Leader. Councilwoman.
Thank you, Madam President. I also like to rise because I have spent a lot of time with Brandon since he's been here, and I can say he's an amazing person. Not only is he an amazing person, he's a critical thinker. In this world today, we need people who need to think through things before reacting, and he's very, 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 very devoted to the people. I want to say without his help, again, I feel like my colleagues, I'm going to be missing Brandon as well, because I believe that without his help, I wouldn't shine as much as I do in South Providence. So thank you again for all your commitment, not only to myself, but to all of us, treating us equally and professionally and doing your job so well. There's many situations that I've had, and you've been at the table, difficult situations in my neighborhood, and you sit there and do the whole thing. So I hope you have had a learning experience from us. I hope you remember us here in the city of Providence. Take us in your heart, and we got you in our heart. Love you, bro. Love you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Majority Leader. Councilwoman Graves. Thank you, Councilwoman. I firmly agree. Any further discussion? Councilman Gonsalves.
All right, so I don't want to belabor it here, but I just want to say thank you for everything, Brandon. And look, I walked into the meeting tonight and he was still talking about work, despite the fact that he's got his 2 weeks notice in. But he was like, hey, you need to get this done and this done. So I just really appreciate your ongoing work in the city of Providence and the ways that you move the needle on so many projects, and it just can't be under or overstated. It's just, we really appreciate you, and I know you're going back home to Queens, and you always have a place here in Providence. So thank you from the bottom of our heart collectively, and just want to say, we love you, Brandon. We're gonna miss you dearly. Thank you again.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Where are we, Madam Clerk? Item 28?
Correct.
All right.
Presentation of resolutions and congratulations. Council President Miller and members of the City Council, resolution and congratulations.
I'm a little off here because she wanted to speak on the last thing, so.
You can do a motion to pass it on a voice vote.
Okay, we're
Thank
gonna
you,
make a
Madam
motion to
Clerk.
pass it on a voice vote.
And Deputy Majority Leader.
Second.
Thank you so much. All right, we've got a motion and a second. Any discussion on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Councilwoman Vargas, would you like to say something, please?
Okay, don't worry, okay, I go to Jamaica Queen to go and visit. And we can do a selfie over there, no problem. God bless you.
All right. Madam Clerk, please read item 29 into the
Madam
record.
President,
Majority Leader Taylor.
motion to waive the reading of item 29 and pass on a unanimous rising vote.
Second, Madam President.
Motion's been made and second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes. Thank you.
Madam President,
Majority Leader Taylor.
if there's no further business tonight, I'd like to adjourn in memory of Judith A. Burns, Rolando Tentaco, J.R. Santos, Felipa E. Nunez Reyes, Charles E. Bowden, Richard Falcone, and Michael Waldeck, and also Gloria Aponte.
Second, Madam President.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you all. We are adjourned. Please stay and join us to celebrate our climate jobs resolution. Thank you.
And also, if all the council